Well, that gets the crowd to life. This delivery from Gillespie angled towards the ribcage of the left-hander. Ganguly getting nicely outside it.
Tendulkar looking for two. And they should get it. Oh, he's left his partner for dead. And Tendulkar should be cranky with himself. That was hopeless running between wickets. They really should have been two there. Once there was a misfield, Tendulkar went a long way down, and why Ganguly I'll never know, because he was going to get home easily.
They say never run on a misfield, and this is a big blow for India, because there was always a second run here. If Tendulkar had gone all the way, there would have been a run, but he called Ganguly, and then he had to go back, and by that time it was too late. Ian Healy whipping off the bails. Good throw in the end from McGrath. 47 for 4 India.
And Fleming. Ready. And India have really handed the initiative to Australia here. The Australians, as I said, there's a lot more sparkle about their play. They've got a terrific bonus here from the Indian captain. He's had a mental block.
Well, there was always a second run here once Glenn McGrath misfielded this. Well, the problem here was Tendulkar began to go. He called Ganguly and then sent him back. And by that time, it was too late. Bad misunderstanding. And Tendulkar cranky with himself. Every right to be.
Seamers have done. Oh, that's a good shot. Nice, juicy full toss. And he's put it away very neatly. One of the few bat balls that India have had in the last 3/4 of an hour when they've been under pressure and losing wickets.
Low full toss from Fleming, and it was the placement that counted. You see him just open the face there to get it away from the man to cover. Glided it past, but it had enough oomph on it to go to the boundary. A desperate Slater unable to stop it at mid-off. Outside the off stump and a boundary. Yes, it is. Very good placement again. So the two boundaries have come in the last 2 overs because of very good placement.
Well, he played this sort of shot earlier on, and he lets the ball come onto him, uses the pace, and plays it behind square. Beautiful shot. That's beautifully played.
He does hit the ball hard, Jadeja, but in between, he slips in a few very delicate shots too.
There's a delicate touch there from Jadeja, realising that all he had to do was just make sure he got the bat on it. And he kept it very fine. Excellent leg glance.
It's a shot he plays very well. He's picked his spot. He knows that if he can get enough bat on it, then it's bound to be 4 runs there. All of a sudden, his crowd's changed. Would you believe he almost had a small riot here? That was well timed and beautifully stopped. Lots of good cricket all around. 28 overs gone, 92 for 4. They'll get 2 quite easily here. Brings up 50 of the partnership in 79 balls. I think there's greater significance in that number because India were really struggling when the two came together. 47 for 4 when Saurav Ganguly was run out. Since then, they've put on 51. just wonder how much Tendulkar has been thinking about that Ganguly dismissal.
Wouldn't be thinking about it at all now. Maybe that was a reminder, the fumble in the outfield. Might sound a little strange when I talk about a bowler not wanting the ball to come out very quickly, but I think Steve Waugh's idea is on the slower pitches that the slower the more work the batsman's got to do. He's got that ball way back in the palm of his hand. It's only just revolving.
That was a very, very confident appeal from Steve Waugh. He actually bent down low to appeal. It was a great amount of intensity in that appeal. There still is, as 100 comes up on the board. He's got a point of view on that. 30 overs gone, 100 for 4. The ball to go. Played very fine. One very good reason why you shouldn't bowl a no ball in the over. You get an extra ball, and invariably the batsman will put it away for 4 runs like that. 32 overs gone. That's 112 for 4.
Tension starting to come back into this match. Crowd once again starting to get back into it now, with Tendulkar starting to find some form. Steve Waugh is not a happy man out in the middle. It's a case of war and peace here at the moment. Not sure the umpire.
Tendulkar settled that. The difference now is that Tendulkar is starting to pick the gaps. That is 4 more behind square for Sachin Tendulkar.
Very good shot from Sachin Tendulkar, realising if you sweep from outside off stump it'll go square. That means he'll keep it away from the man at deep backward square leg and reach the boundary. So I'm not sure that umpire Bansal is having much effect in pacifying Steve Waugh. He's a quiet chat to him, but I don't think he's made Steve Waugh see his side of the argument yet.
Four back down the wicket, prepared to come down and hit the ball in the air. Bradley Holt just wondering what might have been.
Well, we saw in Australia's innings, I think it was Prasad who had a problem seeing the ball hit back at him. I don't think there's any way in the wide world that Brad Holt would have caught this anyhow.
Giovanni to hurry up, and McGrath's in the way, and Jadeja is stranded. As Steve Waugh breaks the stumps, up goes the umpire's finger. He's been given out, run out. A sad end to a fine innings from Jadeja.
Well, Jadeja just wondering whether he'll be called back on this occasion. McGrath looks like he's hurt himself. So Jadeja just turning around, just wondering whether he will be called back. But if he's not being called by Mark Taylor, then you can assume that it was a legitimate clash. Ball went to mid-on. The underarm throw, and Jadeja, for some reason, on that side of the pitch. Not sure why he crossed the pitch. As drinks come out, Jadeja leaves the field. Very good partnership with his captain. India 126 for 5.
Wanting the single here, he'll have to hurry. Tendulkar very quick to get off the blocks there.
Two things occur here. One is that Tendulkar is a very good runner between wickets, but also Mongia, following his 150 in the Test match, is in very good form. Lovely soft hands.
Flicked away by Mongia. This is a useful shot. Big chase for Slater. The big dive. And the ball might just cross the fence. It does. That should be 4 runs. Slater says he doesn't know. But you will soon see, when you see it again on the replay, that that is a boundary.
Michael Slater saying, look, I don't know. And the umpire does have the technology of the third umpire. Slater does well there, then lose it. That's his problem. He had plenty of time, but then lost it. Realised he was spinning back, did wonderfully well, and that's 4.
And he asked for the third umpire. Again, a good piece of fielding by Steve Waugh. Very quick to get rid of that ball there and hit the stumps on the full. I think Tendulkar might just be in.
Not too much concern by Steve Waugh. He's gone back to his position. Fleming is walking back to his mark. And not too much concern by Tendulkar either. Brilliant piece of fielding. And well in. Not a problem there. So the umpire calling for the third umpire on that occasion. And not for the fielding situation in that last over.
Huge roar from the crowd. This might just beat the man at third man. Yes, it does. A quite deliberate shot there from Mongia, opening the face of the blade.
The man at third man is a bit square, actually. There is a gully, so he doesn't have to be quite as square as he is. He could, in fact, be a little bit finer around about that spot.
And he's got it. So Steve Waugh has done the trick for Australia.
Well, I thought that was an extraordinary stroke in the circumstances. India got themselves back in a good position where the match was nicely balanced. And he goes for the big hit with a man out on the boundary, so he has to clear the man for 6 or it's out. And that's precisely what happened. I think it was a bad thinking shot when they need to run a ball. 157 for 6.
Sunil Joshi will be at the non-striker's end, the batsman having crossed on that catch. Oh, that's beautifully placed. Most distinct from Mongia hitting it straight down the field from stroke. That was perfectly placed by Tendulkar.
Yes, I rather think Tendulkar knew exactly where the gap was, and he just tried to flip it behind square leg. Didn't try to hit it over the top for 6 like Nayan Mongia, just flipped it in the vacant space.
That's well run. And that's again Steve Waugh hits. That's 3 out of 3. It's 163 for 6. Stump out of the ground. Joshi getting just too far across there. So once again, Damien Fleming playing a big part in an Australia-India contest.
Well, that has made a dent in India's chances. The Mongia wicket given away, and then Josie Ball behind his legs, getting too far over, and suddenly 2 wickets have gone quite cheaply and quickly. 164 for 7, India.
Well, this will be interesting to see Javagal Srinath's tactics here, because he is generally a hitter. Well, that's pretty close, yes. Steve Waugh has got the LBW that really matters. He was cranky about not getting one earlier on, but he's got the one that really matters, Sachin Tendulkar.
Well, I don't think there's a lot of doubt about the delivery that got Tendulkar out. It's a very full, almost hit him full toss on the boot, I think. And he's playing it a little bit square. No, it's hit him on the back leg in front. It is fairly full, under the knee roll. And disappointment, I'm sure, when India have just got so near. But I don't think he can complain about the decision. 164 for 8.
Don't miss the exciting day's play from the Titan Cup, only on...
Oh, that's beautiful hit. That's a big one.
Well, that was hit with a lot of power, and it was also hit straight, which I think is a much more sensible shot than head up and hiking it to mid-wicket.
Oh, he's got a touch on it. Just enough to get it away from Healy.
Well, after one great delivery outside off stump by Gillespie, he's suddenly given them a gift ball, probably going for the Yorker over pitch, and easily glanced to fine leg.
Have been hit. The umpire has called for a replay. Mark Taylor, the thrower.
Well, Srinath was very quick out of the blocks. I think he probably made it. But the wicketkeeper backed up really well here because it hit the stumps. And cannoned off, and Ian Healy backed up that ball very well and saved another run.
.193 for 8. Well, Srinath and Kumble, the two local boys, doing a good job for India. Raised the hopes. 164 for 8. It looked as though the game was over. Now it's Glenn McGrath looking to do something for Australia from the pavilion end. Kumble has picked a gap in the outfield. It won't be 4. In fact, it was Kumble who was there near the end in Mumbai when it looked as though India might get up. Then McGrath looking to wipe the ball, and that's got grandmother up out of the chair. Mother is looking distinctly nervous.
Well, you would think from Australia's point of view that Glenn McGrath would be the key bowler. He's been in these situations quite a few times. He's much more experienced than young Gillespie.
Kumble is doing a good job because he's making sure that he's not putting himself at risk. Now Australia probably feel that they've got a chance of getting a wicket with Srinath on strike, because he is prepared to have a bit of a swing.
Now this will be interesting. Ian Healy, very smart campaigner, been around a long time, seen a lot of cricket, giving some advice to McGrath. He sees a lot from behind the stumps. And just saying to McGrath, does he want him to bowl length or to bowl full? I think he might tell him to bowl length about off stump, see how Srinath plays.
32 off 25 balls, this partnership. He's gone for the Yorker. Michael Bevan is out in the deep. So maybe Srinath deciding that McGrath might be the most difficult of the bowlers to slam to the boundary or over the boundary. Perhaps he'll have a go at the other end. That'll help Australia's cause, a dot ball. Okay. So it's 18 off 19 balls now for India to win, with 2 wickets in hand. Once again, these two teams providing a dramatic contest.
The big problem for India is if one of these batsmen gets out. Prasad is not the best number 11 in world cricket.
That's well played. Srinath retains the strike, 199 for 8. Well, it's now 17 from 18 balls. Big decision here for Mark Taylor. Does he bowl Gillespie at this stage, or does he bowl Steve Waugh? I think Steve Waugh might be asking for the ball and saying, listen, give it to me now, I reckon I can get you a wicket. Anyhow, whatever the conversation, the captain has decided that it's got to be Jason Gillespie now. So that means that if the game goes the full distance, it'll be Gillespie this over, McGrath the next, and then Steve Waugh. So this is a testing time for Jason Gillespie. He's bowled a lot better tonight. He's bowled his 9 overs, 1 for 35 with 1 maiden for Jason Gillespie. And just clears Steve Waugh's head, and it's a boundary. It's brought up to 200 and raised India's hopes.
Well, that was some shot. That was banged in with a bit of pace, and he was onto it like a flash and whacked it over the top. And the crowd have gone absolutely wild.
(13 off 17). That's put the equation in India's favour, remembering that they only have 2 wickets in hand. So the 2 local boys doing a terrific job. 39 off 31, this partnership. Srinath getting plenty of advice from Kumble. Anil Kumble is the captain of Karnataka, so he's probably in the right position to give a bit of advice to his teammate. He likes those short ones, Srinath. Fleming in the deep.
Yes, captain of Karnataka is in charge. Kumble telling Srinath not coming for two. He's trying to keep Srinath a little cool. He's the guy that can strike the boundaries, but he's got to keep a cool head, and Kumble knows that. Kumble's a very shrewd, experienced operator. He's got a good cricket brain, and he's trying to keep Srinath just under a little bit of control.
12 off 15. Slater at fine leg. Once again, Kumble just giving the sign to Srinath. Keep it cool. I'm sure it's not a matter of don't try and belt one to the boundary, but just make sure that you've got the odds in your favour when you do try and belt one. If it's not where you want it, well, then you just push the single. That's the idea. It's very easy when you're sitting back in the pavilion or up in the commentary box. And you've got perspiration dripping off your nose out in the middle, the brain sometimes disappears. Srinath will be looking for two. Slater, and he slips.
Well, he's not often a field that slips, and he gets a roar of approval from the crowd. Well, that's what Michael Slater got here in this unfortunate slip. There's nothing he could do about it as he slowed down. The heels went from under him.
Well, it was a gamble by Mark Taylor. He had the choice of Steve Waugh or Gillespie. He opted for Gillespie. Now it's down to 9 with 13 balls. McGrath, third man. It's 8 off 12 balls. Well, they've been through every emotion tonight, this crowd. They've been in a joyful mood, and they've been angry, and at the moment they believe that they're looking at quite an amazing Indian victory. At 164 for 8, they seem to be out of the game, but a 44-run partnership between the two local boys, and he's picked the gap here, and it's gone through. But that makes it fairly comfortable now.
Well, there's absolute pandemonium here. I think Stuart Lord thought he might have saved that. You see he's gaining on the ball, and then he dives and he gets away from him. I think that's 2 runs gone astray there for Australia. They've got to be thinking, Australia, get a wicket, get Prasad in, and we can get 2. That's what they've got to be thinking. Get one of them out, bowl a wicket-taking delivery, and Prasad shouldn't be too much trouble.
Waugh is at fine leg. So it's down to 3 runs now. Taylor has brought an extra man into the circle. So there are 4 on the offside trying to save the single, and 2 on the onside. Australia have somehow or other got a save a couple of singles, and really, I think the only thing that's going to save them now is a wicket. In fact, Mark Taylor is pushing Brad Hogg into a short cover position. No, in fact, he's going behind there now, short gully, to try and save the singles. I think he's probably got to push Steve Waugh in a touch at mid-wicket as well, save the single. Kumble has remained very cool in this situation, and Srinath has provided the hitting. That's the 50 partnership. I don't think anybody cares about the partnership now.
No, and I think that India are really level with Australia's score, because there was a boundary stop there that I think the match referee is going to look at the end of the game, and India don't know it. They think they need 2 runs to win. I think they only need 1, actually.
Terrific save, Michael Bevan. McGrath went wide on the crease, trying to angle a Yorker in there, just in a last-ditch hope of knocking the stumps out of the ground. Michael Bevan made a terrific save.
Yeah, I think that was smart bowling by McGrath, because he's seen Kumble shoveling the ball to the onside all the time. Tried for the Yorker, fairly straightish, off in the middle.
He's found the gap. India are home. Or maybe India have got rid of the hoodoo. Maybe they've got the monkey off their back.
Well, what a fantastic achievement by these 2 players. Srinath and Kumble have done what seemed the impossible. They've got their team out of jail and given India the most unlikeliest of wins.
Well, Mark Taylor said he was sick of winning tosses and not winning matches. It's happened to him again, as he congratulates Kumble, who did keep a very cool head in that situation. And the Kumble family, well, I'm not sure that they can believe it has happened just yet, but it'll sink in. India winning by 2 wickets with 7 balls to spare after being 164 for 8 and seeming to have failed in another run chase. Srinath and Kumble, the 2 local boys, have got them home. Srinath 30 off 23 balls. And that's a very good hitting job. Kumble played his part, 16 off 19 balls. The partnership was worth 52 off 40 balls. And that is the partnership that has got India home. You see there the fall of wickets. Last 2 wickets falling at 164, and at 164 for 8, they seem to be dead in the water. Srinath and Kumble had belief, had faith, and batted well. Well, Australia, it was an improved bowling performance from them, but in the end it wasn't good enough to get them the 2 points. Now they've slipped to the bottom of the ladder in this Titan Cup competition, and they really have a bit of work to do, the Australians. So once again, the crowd in Bangalore will go home happy, just as they did in the quarter-final, India versus Pakistan in the World Cup. So it looks like it's another hour and a half trip back to the hotel with the people partying in the streets. Glenn McGrath, 1 for 27. He bowled pretty well. Fleming 2 for 39. It was a much improved performance, but in the end it wasn't quite good enough for Australia.
What a match. Indeed, this crowd has seen it all. We've seen all shades of emotion in this crowd here today. Passion, anger, and now absolutely unbridled joy. Indeed, it's been a great match this. We've seen some wonderful performances, the batting of Mark Taylor, the batting of Sachin Tendulkar, and finally that quite unbelievable 9th wicket partnership between the two local boys, Srinath and Kumble. It's going to be a bit of a task deciding who the man of the match is going to be, but we're going to find out very soon as we approach the presentation ceremony for this match.
The man who helped India win the match, the captain of India, Sachin Tendulkar. Sachin, congratulations. A tough one in the end for you sitting in the change rooms.
Very tough. Actually, I would give credit to Srinath and Kumble. They really batted like champions.
What about yourself, Sachin? You lost wickets around you. It was pretty important that you stayed there for as long as you could.
It was hard to concentrate, but what I had decided just to stay till the end and, you know, carry on till the 45th over, and then to decide whether to go for big hits or not. But I got out in the 42nd over, but full credit to Srinath and Kumble.
Sachin, what about Mark Taylor's comments that he felt the pitch was a bit more difficult to bat on than what he thought? Were you therefore concerned that you lost the toss or not?
It was actually because the ball was coming quite slow on the bat and it wasn't so easy to play on the rise. So what Mark said was absolutely right. It wasn't so easy to bat.
And what about your bowlers at the end? They did a very good job for you. The crowd was behind them, which adds sometimes more pressure, but they cope with it pretty easily.
I was quite happy with the overall performance, except, you know, the batting department needs to be, they need to tighten up themselves, and I think I've got a good knock in this match, so all of us should head back in the next match.
Well, also, Sachin, while you're out here, good news for you. You have been awarded man of the match, Titan man of the match, and I do think we have the presentation. Mr. Gribble from the Australian High Commissioner will be able to present you with the lovely watch from Titan. Sachin Tendulkar there receiving the Man of the Match award from Mr. Gribble, Australia's High Commissioner to India.
We've had an absolutely wonderful cricket match. The ground was packed at 12 o'clock, which is a good 2.5 hours before the match started. And who's to deny they've had their money's worth. So the Titan Cup really coming alive here in its home city of Bangalore. And now all is set for the next match. India will go to Jaipur full of confidence. They go there. That match will be played on the 23rd of October. Remember, that's not a day-night game. That will be a day game. And that telecast will actually begin at 8:55 in the morning. So till we meet from Jaipur in 2 days' time, from all of us here.